everybody. Thanks for coming. Let me know if I need to talk louder, just like motion. Okay. So today I'll be talking about a part of my master's thesis, which is divergence time estimation using time-heterogeneous fossilized birth-death models in Formicidae. So the FBD model is a macroevolutionary model, as we've already heard today many times, but it describes the distribution of speciation and extinction events on a tree. And it does this by estimating divergence times, incorporating fossil data and extinct taxa into the same macroevolutionary process to timescale phylogenies. And this can be used with molecular sequences, morphological characters, and fossil occurrence data. So the graph that you see represents the number of genera in Formicidae that are sampled by epoch. So we see that there are 3 large peaks and 1 distinct valley where no genera are sampled in that epoch. This represents our discontinuous time scale, which creates stratigraphic data, where fossil times are used, but no molecular or morphological characters are. So this model is very flexible in that it can handle this type of data. So the parameters, this is from a web-based tutorial, so these are all the parameters of the FBD process. So we have origin, speciation rate, extinction rate, preservation rate, and sampling probability, as well as the topology. So the topology is co-estimated along with these parameters so that we can get a more accurate tree. And it's being visualized as these parameters are being estimated. So the origin time is the estimated time of the root diversification, where the FBD process starts. For Formicidae, this is estimated to be around 100 to 200 million years old. The speciation rate is lambda, and it is represented by an exponential distribution with a parameter of 10, as well as the extinction rate, which is represented by mu, also by a parameter of 10, and the preservation rate as an exponential distribution with a parameter of 10. The extant sampling probability is a constant parameter based on how many species you currently have. So it's fixed. And then the topology. The molecular and the morphological relationships of the taxa is not assumed to be known, but relies on the other parameters as well as the relationships that are estimated. And this differs from previous models that estimate a topology and then estimate parameters. If the original topology is wrong, the parameters estimated off of it will also be wrong. So here's the topology that I've created. This is the time-homogeneous topology. Very readable, right? Yeah. So this is based off the family Formicidae, which has more than 15,000 species and a very structured fossil record based on amber deposit availability. And it dates back all the way to the early Cretaceous. So with this topology, I use 8 genes, 163 morphological characters, to create a 757 tip tree. This is a variation of the graph that we've already seen of Formicidae genera, but instead of sampled per epoch, this is sampled by age. We can see that there are still 4 clear peaks and 2 valleys where there are no genera sampled. So in the tree that I estimated, speciation, extinction, origin, and fossilization are unknown, and we have a known extant topology. We have a known extant sample. Here's that same tree, but just a little more clear with some of the subfamilies laid out for you. So in this tree, 657 specimens have molecular data, molecular sequences with them. 128 have morphological characters, 12 have both molecular sequences and morphological characters, and 16 only have age data. Here's that same topology with a time scale underneath it. You'll notice that the origin time for Formicidae has been estimated to be around 180 million years old, which is consistent with previous studies that are more recent. You'll also notice that Dirillinae is sister to Dolichodirinae. So this one right here is sister to Dolichodirinae and Anorethinae instead of sister to the whole Formicoid clade. Now this is weakly represented by our morphological data, but it's still an interesting finding. as well as the formicoid clade is well supported with molecular data, but has a conflict with the morphological data based on a lack of synapomorphies for that clade being known. And what is not outlined here, but is located right below Proceratinae, just because it wasn't in the room, is that Leptanillinae and Martialinae have very little molecular support. So that is the time-homogeneous tree. The time-heterogeneous tree has yet to be ran, it's still running, but I do have the rates. So these next 3 slides, these next 6 slides are Bayesian skyline plots. The next 3 are based on time intervals with the posterior rates evident in the graph. So the intervals that I use for the next 3 are 100 million years to 90, 89 million years to 33, and 33 to the present. And we do have some support for varying speciation rate based on the height of these lines being different. And overall, we have more support for differing diversification than we do with fossilization. We only have that one peak up top right here. And that's based on whether we, in the fossil record, have biases based on discoveries. We just don't know yet. So the next 3 graphs have a smaller bid width. Instead of those intervals of 10, 30, and 50, these intervals are every million years. And it shows a wider posterior density with the highlighted area. And this is speciation. It shows a very strong increase in speciation within the last 5 million years. This is the extinction, which shows a little more resolution to the graphs before with the intervals. And finally, we have a very interesting fossilization. A lot of uncertainty that we see here. So, what do we make of this? The diversification rates vary throughout time based on which intervals you use and how wide your bins are. But there's a lot of uncertainty in our preservation. And we have more support for the time-stratified FBD model than the time-homogeneous FBD model. And for the future, I hope to estimate the time-heterogeneous tree so that I can show it to everyone. And we will check this using Jeremy Brown's P3 assessment, which uses simulated data to ensure that this model is correct for the data that we're using. So I'd like to acknowledge my advisor, Dr. April Wright, Luna, for inviting me here today, some of my lab members, as well as Corey Moreau and Ben Blanchard for their data set, and some of my fellow grad students for keeping me sane throughout this process. Thank you. I believe we have time for maybe 1 or 2 questions. Yes?
What was the input data that was the combined morphological and molecular data being used? Or what was the data set?
So the question is, what was the data set? So it used 8 genes and 163 morphological characters, as well as fossil occurrence.